My name is Ice, and I've been learning Japanese for 2.5 years using immersion methods. And I'm making this video to document my progress and make a routine so I can pass the JLPT N1 this December. I got the idea for this challenge and video from Ryan Nokoto, so please do watch his videos. They're very good. For my learning background, my native language is Spanish, and I learned English as a kid purely through watching thousands of hours of YouTube, which gave me what I think is a perfect accent. For Japanese, I started learning in 2022 after seeing this Libakivi video, and I spent almost a year and a half making my way through the core 2K6K deck, which has 6,000 cards. Then in May of 2024, I started sentence mining and making my own cards. Soon after that, in the summer of that same year, I went to Japan for the first ever time on a month-long study trip. When I got back from Japan, I learned about Domoe, which I now consider to be my main method that I follow for learning Japanese. I currently have about 11,000 cards on Anki and 250 logged immersion hours. I know I don't have that much immersion logged in compared to what I should have, but that's because I barely did any immersion when I was doing the Core 2K6K deck. But if I had to say, I'm about high in 3 or low in 2 level. I took the N3 in December with only about 120 hours of immersion, and I got like an average alright score, which I'm pretty happy about. Not really, but you know. But it's safe to say that I currently do not think I'm anywhere near N1 level. Moving on to what I plan to do, I mainly just want to get in as much reading in as possible. I want to hard focus on reading, and then in July, I want to do a listening only phase with anime and YouTube. I've heard that when it comes to N1, people often overestimate the difficulty of the listening section and underestimate the reading section, so I want to circumvent this by getting in as much reading as possible. In November, I'm thinking about switching to reading news articles and studies so I can get experience of reading passages that are going to be similar to the ones on the test. My current main form of immersion is visual novels. I've already read quite a few in English before starting Japanese, so I'm naturally attracted to them. For listening, I'll just stick with anime and YouTube. Before taking the test, I want to have at least 15,000 cards on Anki and finish all the cards in the Nihongo Kyoshi grammar deck, but I really just want to focus on immersion hours instead. I don't know exactly how many hours I want to do. I'll try to set myself some goal of like 4 hours a day, but I can hardly keep up with it most of the time due to lack of discipline and motivation. Something I've always kept up with is Anki, which I have not missed a day of since starting. A good goal I can hit most days is 2 hours of immersion, although there's been quite a few days where I've spent more than 8 hours. In conclusion, I want to spend a lot of time reading, maybe for now neglect listening, which I know may not be the best for the long run, but I'll figure it out. I do think I'm biting off more than I can chew with this test, but if I fail, I'll just retake it next year. So yeah, thanks for watching.